Sir, is it a failure on the part of the Eastern Division response to a lot of these shootings that have been happening? Some of them have been retaliations, and we know that in your line of work, you all have to try to, as best as possible, think one step ahead of the criminals based on intelligence, other types of known patterns of behavior. Is it a failure on behalf of the Eastern Division Command to have properly foreseen the quite inevitable retaliation for some of these crimes and to have blanketed known hotspot areas in advance of that retaliation?
I'm not going to indict the officers for what happened in the Martins area. I guess we all know the dynamics of St. Martins. It is a very clustered community that is infested with gang members and rivaling gangs. So much so that they're living among each other, and it is extremely hard for the police to be able to control whenever the gang situation manifests itself in that area due to the close proximity within which they lived. I know for a fact that in Eastern Division, the officers have been doing a lot with a view to try and keep the gang situation at an extreme minimal. But with the advent of COVID, Mr. Osada will tell you that he is unable to meet his daily deployment demand because a number of officers are out due to the COVID pandemic. And so we have discussed through my minister with the Ministry of Health to see how, when it comes to police officers, that we don't go through this whole waiting 2 weeks for a result when the test is done, that it is done more quicker. That way, those officers who goes for testing, if it is that they're negative, within a day or two, we could have them back at work as opposed to 2 to 3 weeks waiting for the results. So we're hoping that that is going to help us to some extent. But that is only going to be in cases where the officer tested negative. If it is the officer tests positive, then you find that they're out from 3 weeks to up to 2 months away from work. So we have to find a way, and we have discussed how we're going to do it, to try and see how we can meet the deployment demands, to cover as much grounds as we can with a view to provide that level of security that our people so rightfully deserve.